Is the Moscow 2160 light novel worth your time? Join me and find out. Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since we talked light novels, but today we're going to look at a review of Moscow 2160 published by Yen Press. Now, full disclosure here, Yen Press sent this as a review copy for a fair and honest review, and I'm going to give it a fair and honest review. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I grew up in an era of Cowboy Bebop. I grew up with titles such as that, and honestly, there's been very few titles that I've really kind of managed to itch the same scratch. Moscow 2160 comes very close. So this is basically this is a title about a young man living in the Cold War. So the Cold War has continued and continued and continued. Doesn't look like it's going to let up anytime soon, and we've got our young man who is basically scavenging, surviving and doing the dirty jobs. Kill or be killed. In a battle behind the scenes, our young protagonist Danya, he has basically became a janitor. A janitor is basically somebody who has to go around and do a lot of stuff behind the scenes, not necessarily kind of being a spy, not like being like, you know, kind of that kind of thing, but, you know, doing the jobs that is too difficult for other people to do. Taking out cyborgs. That's right, the Cold War has continued. Things have advanced to the point that, well, we've had a lot more advancements in different directions that we have had in the real world, and this is very much a kill or be killed title. I'm not going to get too much into it, but you kind of have an idea of what to expect. This is one of those titles where you can be reading it and be like, you know what, I'm not sure if the main characters are going to survive. And main characters we have here, so we have Danny there, who is obviously, he's having to do what he has to do. He's kind of like a bounty hunter kind of thing. I don't know why, I kind of got the same feeling with him and like Zorro kind of stuff. Zorro from One Piece. We have Stasia. Danya's a very, very affectionate girl. She was kind of like, I think at one point she was like Miss Moscow or some like a few years ago, but obviously she's basically a prostitute at this time, and he's obviously using all of his money that he spent on her, but they do have a very loving relationship as well. It's a very interesting dynamic that I don't really feel like we've seen elsewhere. We've got a few orphan children who he grew up with, and it went from him protecting them to them being able to do their own little thing. And this is where I kind of got like feels from like Cowboy Bebop, where like every part of the crew has kind of got their own like little kind of like their little benefit and kind of like ability and stuff like that that they kind of do. So obviously they're getting well sucked into the job, and they're also kind of having to risk their life. But I think it's kind of portrayed that it's like everybody is struggling, everybody's going to do that. Like I said, it's kill or be killed. Some of the early scenes in here are absolutely, I wouldn't say gruesome, but they're very hard reading. And this is definitely one, if you are sick of your isekai titles, you want something a little bit more mature, and I would definitely say it is a mature title. I think it does take the context very seriously. There are some sex scenes which kind of make sense with like Stasia's profession. But it never really kind of feels like it's too titillation. You kind of see stuff. There is like even an image in the book as well, which kind of shows what's happening. But yeah, it's kind of that. I kind of feel like if you want a light novel equivalent of Cowboy Bebop, maybe not, I wouldn't say it's on the same level, but if you kind of want something similar to that, this one is probably on your list. And I'm really glad I read it. It was a really good read. I really enjoyed it. Not going to get too into it, but definitely check this one out if you want a sci-fi kind of Cold War espionage title. At least that's what I think anyway. Let me know what you guys think. Have you read it? Let me know, and I'll see you on the next page. Goodbye.